Welcome back. I've got a review for a lesser known British horror film, and that is a Tygon release called The Blood on Satan's Claw, which is also known as Satan's Skin. It came out around 1971. This is a Tygon release, which Tygon was kind of the lesser known of the triumvirate of Hammer, Amicus, and then Tygon. Tygon did some good stuff, and I think Blood on Satan's Claw is one of those films. It's a folk horror film, which of this films of the '70s, early '70s that made up folk horror, British folk horror. You've got Wicker Man, Witchfinder General, and of course Blood on Satan's Claw. I think this film stands up really well. I like Wicker Man the best of the three. But I think this is an excellent film, and I'm glad to see it got a nice release from Severin. I have two releases for this film. One is Southbound, UK release, which I bought before I knew Severin was going to release their HD master of the same film. So, what can you do? So I have both. Sorry about the glare, by the way. Blood on Satan's Claw has an all-star cast. Headed up by Patrick Wymark, he was the judge in the film. He basically was the main character who exorcised the demons from this small village. And the demon, Satan, if you will, he would basically possess the children of the village, young adults, and you would know by them having animal skin on their backside, or they would have an animal claw or that type of thing. Barry Andrews is in this. Maybe people remember Barry Andrews better known from Dracula's Risen from the Grave. He was the atheist in Dracula's Risen from the Grave. He's plowing up a field and he finds this, I guess it's a matted fur covered skull. And the skull has actually an eyeball intact. And it's got worms crawling all over it. He goes to the judge, Patrick Wymark, said this is nothing human. It's some kind of human beast. And that kind of starts the story of basically this village being possessed by Satan, if you will. Linda Hayden is in this. And of course, she's the main title character. She's the one that's kind of the linchpin instigator of the satanic rituals that go on within the community. She is, of course, she's better known, I think, probably to most of you, as she was one of the women in Taste the Blood of Dracula. Beautiful blonde. She donned some pretty bad makeup towards the end with some really bushy eyebrows. She looks more like a Klingon, a blonde Klingon, than she does a possessed demonic character. But I think the film really, I think the film works on a lot of levels. I like the ending. The ending is really very good. It kind of makes you question really who is the evil person in this film. It's an outstanding film. One of my favorites from British horror. Of course, I grew up with all these films. Everything Hammer and Amicus I grew up with, but I think Blood on Satan's Claw is a great Tygon release, and probably one that I didn't appreciate enough when I was a kid. As far as these releases go, so you've got two. I have two copies. This is Southbound UK, and then you've got the Severin release. I would say, and I've watched all the special features, and you can see it's a copious amount there. The Southbound release has, even though it's not as nicely laid out, the Southbound release has quite a bit of the same special features. There's two audio commentaries. One is, of course, with the director Piers Haggard and Linda Hayden. And the other is the League of Gentlemen, kind of some British film enthusiasts that talk about the film. Both releases have those two commentaries. They're both HD masters of a 35mm negative, but the Severin release has probably an hour to 2 hours of extra special features that I think the Southbound release only has a partial replication of. They're about the same, but this has a lot more special features, including discussions with the editor, the music, the cinematography. I mean, it just goes on and on. Interview with Linda Hayden, and the directors on this release as well. This also has, just to kind of, I guess, shut the door on any question on which copy to buy. This has the soundtrack, and the music in this is fantastic. It's a beautiful, beautiful score of the film. So I give the 7 out of 10 for the film, and then I give the Severin release, hands down, the best release that you can pick up on the market today. That's going to do it for The Blood on Satan's Claw. Let me know if you have that film and what you think of it in the comments below. Appreciate you watching.